Today on Trey Hart, I'm going to be interviewing myself. Stay tuned. Good morning, Ray. I'd like to welcome you here today. So, start off by telling me a little bit about yourself. Well, I've been a nurse for 22 years. And during this time, I've been in a lot of positions and served in a lot of places. One of these positions I had the great opportunity of doing was to work in London as a heart failure nurse. I'm currently an assistant nurse manager on a cardiac stroke floor. So, what made you decide you wanted to do a channel? Well, I'm very passionate about hearts and heart failure, cardiac disease in general. It speaks to me. It is one of the disorders that affects a lot of people. So that's why I wanted to specifically talk about that. It's something that I know very well. And so I thought if I had done a channel on it, I might be able to help other people help themselves through knowledge, basically. The name Trey Hart is quite an unusual name. So, why is your channel called Trey Hart? My channel is called Trey Hart. It's really just a play on names. It's a play on words. So, Hart is spelled H-E-A-R-T, and so Trey Hart is T-R-A-E-H. So that's heart spelled backwards and forwards. So basically, I'm trying to cover your heart backwards and forwards in the education that I give you. So I see that the main topic on your channel is heart failure. So why heart failure? Well, heart failure affects so many people. In the United States alone, there are over 700,000 people that have, cardiac disease. Cardiac disease itself is the #1 killer of people. It is even more people die each year from cardiac disease than from any cancer. Matter of fact, say for example, it affects whatever race you are, but say, women are, for every 3 women alive, 1 of them will die from cardiac disease, as to where for every 39 women alive, 1 of them would die for something, say, like breast cancer. So cardiac disease, it's not a respecter of persons, it's not a respecter of race, it's not a respecter of age. Any person could have it whether they're young or whether they're old, and so it affects every person. So, the more education there is out there about this disorder and these diseases, the better it is for the person or the people that are listening. So, what are some of the topics you're going to be discussing this year? This next year, I'm going to be talking about stuff like, helping get your motivation. And the motivation, is by controlling your disorder, also by helping yourself if you're overweight to lose weight, and that's one of the things that as I go through these video segments, I'm going to be working on myself. But as well, I'm going to be talking about, things that affect every person. Like this last year, people are aware because of some celebrities that have died, such as George Michael, who died of heart failure, that even though George Michael was only 52 years old, which is very young for a person, he died of heart failure. Or Carrie Fisher, who died this last year, she died of a heart attack, and she was also very young. So heart attacks and heart failures can affect people of any age, so I'm going to be talking about those. I'm also going to be sharing some healthy recipes and some tips. We're going to be talking about things like exercise, diet, and we're also going to be discussing some other types of heart conditions throughout this year and some things that affect them and how we can watch and monitor these heart conditions throughout our lives. That sounds very interesting. Sounds like this year's going to be a good year. Well, I appreciate your time for joining me. And we'll see you next time. Stick around.